Wow, the altitude really hits you at this point. It feels like someone is squeezing your lungs, and don't even get me started on Jajoma. There are a lot of people standing, crowding the stairs.
We got stuck in the cable car. They just stopped operations for some unknown reason.
The sad moment has come to leave Shangri-La, but it's not so sad when you remember that we're heading to Jade Dragon Mountain. It's supposed to be one of the most beautiful places in all of China, and definitely one of the top 3 most beautiful places in Yunnan province. There, we're going to be at an altitude of 4,600 meters above sea level, but getting there is a bit complicated. We'll have to go back to Lijiang, and then we'll have to wait for a day, because you have to leave at around 6 in the morning to make the full trip.
We're arriving at the Shangri-La train station. Wow, it really looks like a Tibetan palace. And look at the hotel we have in front of us. Well,
I think that sign is a very accurate representation of what you're going to see here in Shangri-La. The crane, the monkey, the tigers, the prayer wheel, and the mountains. But anyway, let's go because we're running late. Welcome to Shangri-La Station. That's Shangri-La Station, small but it has everything you need, and of course the bullet train, which is something very new. I'm telling you, this route was inaugurated in 2023. It has made it much easier for people coming from Lijiang, which is a must-stop destination.
our train is already here waiting for us. The final station says it's the city of Dali, which is also a very beautiful city. Nowadays, a large community of digital nomads has settled there because of the city's affordable prices, its natural surroundings, as well as its architectural and historical beauty. But anyway, today's stop, as we mentioned before, is the city of Lijiang, and it's only an hour and 15 minutes to get there. So let's go right away. Alright, welcome back to the city of Lijiang. We just got off the train. We still don't know if we're going to stay in Lijiang's old town or in another little village called Baishan. And it's closer to the glacier we're going to visit tomorrow. But before that, we need to go buy some shoes, because the ones we have aren't suitable for that activity. Look, even the monk is here as a tourist. Ah, do we have time? Yes. We leave the station and what do we see? Right over there is the glacier we're going to visit tomorrow. You can see it from all over the city of Lijiang. And the peak is 4,600 meters high. That's where we're supposed to go tomorrow, if we manage to buy the tickets. Because they go on sale until 8 at night, and it's a bit of luck. It depends on how many people are trying to buy them at the same time. So until that time, we won't be able to know for sure if it's possible to go or not. Actually, this billboard right here, if you scan the QR code, it will take you directly through WeChat to the app where you have to buy all the tickets for the tourist attractions in Lijiang. Among them are the cable cars you need to get to that point over there, which is the Glacier. But as I'm telling you, we have to wait until 8 at night so you can buy the tickets for the next day. So if you want to do this too, make sure you pay close attention. But if you come on the weekend, be careful. Stay alert because someone could snatch your tickets and you might miss out on going. It's a very famous tourist attraction because it's one of the most sacred and important mountains in China. As I was telling you, our shoes aren't really suitable for going to the glacier this morning. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the shopping mall in Lijiang. I've already called my taxi to go buy the boots we need so we don't freeze tomorrow. What in? Oh, how modern. Oh! This is the shopping mall we're heading to. It's called Lijiang Goji Goshangchang, or Lijiang International Shopping Center.
Yes, probably.
Well, we just arrived at the shopping mall and we're going to scout around a bit to see how much we're talking about spending. And that way you all will know too, in case you traveled to China and didn't come prepared, you'll know how much you're going to spend. Here at the entrance we have some little informal stands with accessories for the cold, but I don't see any boots at the moment. Look, there's a little stand here, we can check it out. Oh, it's pretty. I feel like it's going to get wet. It's a shame, it's nice. They cost 539 yuan. I still think that's a bit expensive. Honestly, we usually don't wear clothes for such cold weather. Let's go inside to see if there's anything else. Let's see. We're looking for something similar to this, but maybe with a thicker sole and some fur inside to keep us warm. This is, in a nutshell, like what we bought for Harbin, but shorter. How much does it cost? That one, this one, 1,700. Yen. Oh! Where is it?
Yes.
Wow. 1,700 yuan. Thank you. Well, we ended up doing an experiment ordering through an app that's like Uber Eats. Some shoes that cost no more and no less than 59 yuan, they look good in the photo, and they had Max's size. They have a little fuzzy lining inside. We just got the package delivered. There it is, 43. They're size 43. Try them on. Let's see.
These are snow boots that cost 170 pesos. They look good.
If they fit you, it's a big help.
No way.
Don't they fit you?
They're tight.
That's so lame. It's literally the biggest size there is. Here is the second pair of shoes we ordered. It's the same model. Let's see if they fit me. Oh, they do fit me. Well, honestly, I can't complain at all. They have a good sole. Obviously, it's not like the best quality. They're really nice. Look inside. It's all fuzzy for 50 yuan. Hey, what a bargain! So we were just leaving the Starbucks over there and we happened to come across a little winter goods market here. Here we have hats, sun hats, little gloves. They have all kinds, even cute ones like this. With Chinese dragons, they have warmers, socks. This is what we bought at the market. These are some insoles that will help us insulate and some thicker socks. We paused for dinner while waiting for the tickets to become available. Because there's almost nothing left and I'm here waiting, so if we manage to get onto the mountain, they'll be available in 3, 2, 1.
It's 7:30 in the morning and we're heading out to the snow mountain called Jade Dragon. I find it very curious that yesterday I didn't realize we're staying right in front of the giant statue of Mao in the city of Lijiang. And the thing is, when you come to Lijiang, normally what you see is the old town. You don't see this part of the city, but anyway, as they say in Chinese,
my sister. Very good. It's very good.
How much is it to Yulong Mountain?
This video shows 50 minutes.
How much time do you have? Okay. Well, we're running late. For the snow mountain, you're supposed to reserve a specific time slot for the cable car. And we reserved between 9 and 9:30, but from our hotel, it takes us an hour to get to the park. And we also have to buy the park entrance ticket. And the thing is, we don't know how far the cable car is from the entrance, and we're going to get there just in time.
If you're in it, you have to keep your ears and your head in it, and then your head is your head, and then you get in the air. You can't go into the air.
But it's not very dangerous, right?
If you don't get an oxygen course, it's easy, you have to read it. 肯定就是容易就是呼吸不畅通呀，你吸不上来气呀。海拔是有4608，所以他们上去的话都非。Of course, it's easy to have trouble breathing if you can't get up there. The altitude here is 4,600 meters, so they all have to make their preparations before going up. There are oxygen bottles here. 再去买上2个啊，慢慢的，不着急的啊。好的。
We had to make an emergency stop. I'll tell you why now.
This is 39.1.
39 is so expensive, I bought it yesterday for $10.
In dollars, it can't be cheap because of the kilometers. Here, everything is at the same rate.
But in this one, they have altitude medicine, oxygen, and all kinds of clothes for rent. Here, you can rent a little jacket. And the thing is, we were in the taxi and the driver told us, do you have oxygen? Because you're going to be at 4,600 meters above sea level and a lot of people get sick. Or they feel bad, get headaches, etc. Anyway, they sold the oxygen for 39 yuan. Yesterday we bought this one for 10. It's a store that specifically sells oxygen. And when I told them that the one we bought costs 10, they said no, but it's not the same quality. That one is different, it won't work for you. And I said, who knows? But they also sold a medicine for altitude sickness, which is Chinese medicine. It's a syrup that you take and it's supposed to help prevent altitude sickness. Because it's true that being at 4,600 meters can be dangerous if you're not used to it. But I got the impression that it's like a deal between the taxi drivers and the people at the store. Like on the way they keep telling you, no, it gets really bad. Then there are people who feel really sick. So I recommend that you stop to buy oxygen and get the medicine. And let's see if it looks any different. They're the same size, they're exactly the same. They just sell it to you for 4 times the price.
Also this one nature and you share fresh filling.
People 100.
Okay.
Is this the door? Yes. Okay. Here? Yes, yes. The cable car ticket has to be bought a day in advance and you have to wait in line. You need to be ready at 8 to buy your ticket, as you saw yesterday. And here you buy your entrance ticket, which costs you 100 yen.
Look at how beautiful the view is on the way to the entrance of the mountain's visitor center. From all over the city of Lijiang, you can admire this beautiful peak with its glacier. And that's because this is a very important mountain.
Look at how loaded we are. We've got jackets, oxygen cans, and everything. To be honest, now that I checked on ChatGPT, what's the altitude here? The Nevado de Toluca, which is the snow-capped mountain near the city where we grew up, made me feel a bit ridiculous because I just saw that the area we used to visit, which is the lagoons of the Nevado, is at 4,200 meters. And I never used a snow jacket, we never brought oxygen, we weren't prepared at all, and we used to run around there by the lagoons. Although it's also true that we grew up in that city that's at 2,600 meters, so maybe we were more used to it. We're here at the entrance and look, it's a 5A attraction, which is the highest ranking any place in this country can get. How exciting.
It's right behind us.
Wow. I was talking and I hadn't realized what we had behind us. First of all, enjoy the views of this wonderful place. From here, they're amazing. I can't imagine what it'll be like once we go up in the cable car. And secondly, they sell oxygen here. Let's see if they charged us a lot. It's the same price, but it's the same can we bought for 10. 30, 10, 39. And the medicine, 50 and 58? Yes, also. Medicine for altitude, 6 for 6 times 3 equals 18,200 pesos for the altitude medicine.
It turns out that in this store here, they sell you all the clothes. So if you don't come prepared, don't worry too much either. But if you want to take advantage of China's prices, don't buy your things here. Because I saw these same boots yesterday on the app that's like Uber Eats or Rappi. And they cost me, I think, 50 yuan. Here they cost 150. And I don't think the quality is any better. We have different types of footwear. It's quite varied. And well, I don't think the prices are bad either. I mean, it's affordable for a quiet place, tourist friendly. This boot here, for example, costs 150 yuan. And honestly, I don't know how much of a difference it makes compared to the one I bought, because look at the sole on this one, and look at the sole on the one I bought.
Me too. You're also going to see a lot of those jackets in colors like green, orange, and so on. Those are the people who rented jackets to come here, which is worth it if you're only coming to Lijiang. Why would you spend 5,000, 7,000 pesos on a jacket when you can just rent one? Look, here's the breakfast. You've got sausages, corn, eggs floating in soy sauce as always. But what we always have for breakfast are the classic baozi. I'm going for a liang ru bao. Do you want baozi and the fenzi bao? No, it's just bao. It's just ru bao, right? So 1 liang bao is, you only want 2? Yes. Simulating terminus anomalies. Subscribe. Let's see if breakfast turns out to be that expensive. No, 34 yuan is very affordable. This is the option for travelers. Well, what a shopping mall they've set up here at the entrance to the mountain. I've never seen a mountain like this before. They have coffee shops, clothing stores, souvenir shops. And yesterday we were all worried because we didn't bring boots. They even have a food court in case you want to have breakfast here in peace, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have a McDonald's. Imagine the amount of tourists they must have during peak seasons. Keep in mind that it's November now, it's not vacation time. Today is Thursday, it's just a regular day and it's packed. And you wouldn't imagine that they have a KFC and all these restaurants. But that means that thousands of people must come here every day. Otherwise, it wouldn't be profitable to have a business here. Here's what it's like living in one of the world's most populated countries. Glad we bought this, or I might have caved and tried the strangest McDonald's I've seen lately.
请问这个排队是干嘛？
Okay, yes. This line you're seeing behind us is for the giant cable car. It doesn't matter that we have a reservation for a specific time. You still have to wait in this whole line that goes around the entire complex. There's nothing in China that you don't have to line up for. This line starts inside here. No, of course not. 9:30. We're probably going to end up getting on at 11.
These are the insoles we used in Harbin, and they were like the best blessing we could have found. So I don't care if it's not that cold here. Today our feet will definitely be nice and warm.
Look how this McDonald's has its altitude marked right here. It must be one of the most unique McDonald's in the world because it's located at 3,050 meters above sea level on Jade Dragon Mountain. What do you think? What a traditional McDonald's! Okay, there are a lot of people here who lined up early, so it's not worth it to line up early. Because otherwise you'll just be stuck there. Supposedly we have between 9 and 9:30 to get on, and they won't let you get on before that. Thank you. Look, here they also rent jackets and give you oxygen.
No, you know what's funny? They rent out my jacket.
And we still have to wait in line. It's like getting on a ride at Six Flags. It says there that it's because you're over 4,500 meters above sea level. You might experience the following symptoms, and you should contact the staff immediately. And here at the entrance to the cable car, it's your last chance to buy oxygen. This one looks high quality. And it costs the same, 39 yuan, and it's the same. No, this one has less in it, 1,000 milliliters. The one we bought is 1,400. How about the oxygen vending machines, Neko?
Things you'll only see in this country? Thank you.
Well, it turns out that to get to the cable car, you still need to take a bus. It's about 15 or 20 minutes and that's included in the ticket. It's a round trip, because here is where you'll find the other part of the park with the attractions and the famous Lijiang show. Here in Ekvi, these are the best. Now you can see the cable car from here.
Oh, how nice! Yes, it's cool. This cable car isn't a normal, ordinary cable car because this cable car has very advanced technology for special mountain conditions, very low temperatures, and strong winds.
It says right there, we're going to go up from 3,356 meters to 4,506. Lines, and more lines. At the cable car entrance, you'll see the pictographic language we mentioned earlier.
It means run while you can or buy oxygen.
It looks like we're going to have to share the cable car with 8 people.
No, there are 8 of us in total.
We're going to go up so fast that they say your ears might pop and you could feel unwell, so everyone has already taken out their oxygen cans to be prepared. This cable car has a total length of 2,914 meters and covers an elevation gain of 1,150 meters, reaching an altitude of 4,506 meters. The ride is supposed to last about 20 minutes and we go up at a speed of 8.7 kilometers per hour.
I can't see the texture of the stone that's there. It's as if a volcano had erupted and spilled all its lava here, then it froze and later got covered in snow.
No, it's really amazing.
The immensity.
It's totally worth it.
If you come here and don't pay for this, you're wasting your trip to China. While we were on the cable car, I put on my warm insoles and I'm starting to feel the warmth in my feet.
Here's the level where we started, here's the level where we are now, and that would be the peak, that would be the highest point. You really need to be prepared for that. First impressions now that we're all the way up here, the cold isn't that intense. I think these sneakers are enough, as long as you don't stand on the snow, just put on some good insoles. As for the altitude, how do you feel, Noelia?
I do feel the effect. We'll have to see as we keep walking and moving forward, but so far I feel fine.
No, it's the same as being at the Nevado de Toluca, honestly. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I think it would be an extreme case for you to feel bad. As long as you don't push yourself and give yourself time to arrive in Lijiang a couple of days earlier, I think you'll be perfectly fine. Hey, 3 Doritos later and we're passed out, right? Yeah. No, and look, the problem isn't here at 4,500 meters. The problem is when we finish climbing all those wooden stairs. Look at this spectacle. Nature gives us this gift. It's a visual treat where we can see the mountains and the clouds below us. Look, come with me to the edge. What a sound. Come, Negfur. Just look at this visual treat. We're almost at the height of the clouds, and from here we can see the cable car, and over here we can see the mountains, and we can also see the clouds on this side. But like in many other parts of China, it's practically impossible to get close to the railing because it's so crowded, especially for a Thursday. On our social media, you'll see an epic photo with the stone that marks 4,500 meters of altitude, but what you won't see is that you have to wait in line for half an hour to take it. And after waiting in line, a cloud came and we won't be able to take any pictures at all. Now that I'm here, I can tell you that you don't need special boots or a heavy winter jacket. As long as you come well bundled up, you'll be fine because, like I was saying, in China, all the tourist attractions, even when it comes to nature, are extremely organized, which sometimes is really good and sometimes you might prefer something more natural. Here, platforms are available early in the morning so you never touch the snow. I understand since there are dangerous slopes here, so walking like that isn't a good idea.
That's it. According to what I researched on the internet, I couldn't find all the sources, but it says that this is the highest glacier in the world with cable car access.
You also mentioned it's among the world's most accessible glaciers, right?
Yes, also, precisely because of this walk, this path it has, and because of the cable car.
Wow, the altitude really hits you at this point. It feels like someone is pressing down on your lungs. That's just from climbing 2 small staircases. How are you, Nekfur?
You can start to feel the lack of oxygen.
Do you think it's okay? It's okay, it's okay, you're welcome.
Have you seen what the clouds look like from here? They really do look like cotton. Look at them.
Yes, but we should go up faster or the clouds will cover us and we won't see any glacier.
I'll describe what it's like to breathe here. You know when you're doing meditation or yoga, or you want to take a really deep breath and fill your lungs with oxygen? Here, it doesn't matter. It's like you can't do that. I mean, it's like you get short of breath.
Well, according to what I found on the internet, the oxygen level at 4,500 meters above sea level is half of what it would be at sea level. That's why it's not strange that Noelia is feeling dizzy and that even though she fills her lungs with air, she feels like she's not getting enough oxygen, like she's suffocating anyway. That's what these little cans are for. I totally regret bringing a jacket and gloves. It's incredibly hot because of the climb and the sun is beating down really hard, especially since we're so high up. In fact, I mentioned before that for every 1,000 meters you go up, the sun's rays burn 12% more, so here they hit hard. What a sight the sky is. Pride at its finest. I like it. Right now we're at exactly 4,500 meters above sea level and you can really start to feel it. Noelia is already feeling a bit dizzy. There are already a lot of people stopping here because there are still about 150 or 200 meters to go that way. And while we're at it, let me tell you what altitude sickness is. Altitude sickness originates from a phenomenon called hypoxia, and hypoxia is the lack of oxygen. This happens in places like this because the altitude causes there to be a lower concentration of oxygen, which is almost half of what it would be at sea level. Obviously, there are different factors that play a role in who gets altitude sickness and who doesn't. Things like exercise, smoking, and your physical condition, but sometimes it's simply genetics. And Noelia might not be feeling well. How about you, Nestor?
Or Noelia, I'm fine. I just need to go up slowly.
But does your head hurt?
No, do you know what I'm feeling? Like pressure in my lower molars. I looked it up online and it's because in certain circumstances your blood flow increases a lot, and if you have a sensitive area there, it can make it throb or feel like pressure. And since I still haven't had my wisdom teeth removed, that's why I feel that way.
Yeah, maybe. But as you see, it's not serious. Look, little kids are going up without any trouble. Up here, it sounds like you're underwater, like when you're diving. There are a lot of people standing crowding the stairs. Come on, next year.
天气占道湿滑，请小心行走。为了您。
It's like carrying weights.
Severe. No, you can already see suffering faces. Is he from Spain? Let's check. He's from Spain. Let me record. See, he's from Spain. Okay. Do you like soccer a lot? And this one is also from Spain, right?
And the backpack.
The backpack too. Fernando Morientes, Fernando Morantes. Okay. Wow, who is Fernando Morantes next year?
I have no idea.
Very good. Welcome, brother. I'll take a picture of you. Look, our friend is a fan of the Spanish national team. He has all the gear and it's signed by a professional soccer player. How cool. Go Spain.
Vamos España.
Soccer? What is it? It's like watching the game and voicing it out loud.
Okay. But that's goal. Cristiano the Beast. He's a soccer commentator. That's awesome. Amazing goal. How do you say golazo in English?
Well, in general, I call him a citizen.
That's awesome. We met the Martinoli of Chinese soccer. He's a soccer commentator and he narrates the goals. He taught us how to say goal. Hello friends, hello friends. We've finally reached 4,680 meters above sea level and it's packed. I thought not many people would dare to come up. And that's why there are some speakers hanging there in classic Chinese fashion reminding people to take their photo and move on. But even if someone wanted to take their time to appreciate the mountain, in this country of 1.4 billion people, it's really impossible. You just can't stay here for more than 10 minutes because the flow of people pushes you along. And look, people line up for about half an hour just to take a picture with the rock, but well, we'll just take this selfie. Look, Noelia, here's a selfie. The number of poses they've practiced is incredible. One person counts to 3 and the other switches poses. Wow, look at how many people are at the top. That's what comes with living in the most populated country in the world, or one of the most populated countries in the world. No matter where you go, there's always going to be a lot of people. And you always feel like you're in a hurry. If what you want is the experience of quietly enjoying a mountain and the peace of walking in nature, this is not the place. Since it's going to be very crowded here, there will be a lot of people and we have some great recommendations for you in case you want something more natural and peaceful. Even so, this is one of nature's wonders that you can't miss, and it's famous for a reason. But now that we're at this altitude, if you ask me whether oxygen is necessary, honestly, I'd say no. I did use the oxygen, but I'm not sure it helped me as much as they say. It seems more like a way to sell oxygen at high prices. And in case you need oxygen or start feeling unwell, they're prepared to help you here. So in case of emergency, don't worry. You're very well taken care of here. They have security staff who make sure people are okay. But even so, I don't think it's an extreme condition. I've seen elderly people and children make it all the way here without any problem. And oxygen can help you with some mild symptoms, but most of them are psychological. For example, the feeling of shortness of breath. But in case you do have problems, they can assist you.
And all of you must be wondering what the heck a glacier is. Or even if you're not wondering, I'm going to tell you anyway. Glaciers are large masses of ice that form through the accumulation of snow over thousands of years. And unlike what many of you probably think, they're dynamic. They move constantly because of gravity, which causes the landscape to change and be shaped in different ways. But the most interesting thing is that glaciers are classified into different types depending on where they are and how they are formed.
And speaking of glacier categories, the one we have in front of us is a monsoonal glacier. And that means it forms in tropical and subtropical areas. And I know it sounds strange because you look at this and there's nothing tropical about it, but the truth is that the latitude of the city of Lijiang is in a subtropical zone, and that's what helps these types of glaciers to form. Now, unlike other types of glaciers, these depend on the monsoons that occur in Southeast Asia, which only happen twice a year. One is in summer and the other time is in winter. And that's when the layers of ice accumulate, or what was lost during the warm seasons is regenerated. Because at the end of the day, glaciers are what feed the rivers, the valleys, and they are one of the most important sources of fresh water consumption in history. And this one called Bai Shui is very important for the region. And it's because it's between 10,000 and 20,000 years old, and they're trying to take great care of it because lately there have been many conservation problems due to global warming. But anyway, going back to the types of glaciers, there are also others like alpine glaciers, continental glaciers, and even hanging glaciers. The information here says that there are even temperate glaciers, which are glaciers with ice close to the melting point, common in areas like the Alps.
I imagine those must be the ones that look really clear, right? Because the colder it is, the more opaque it looks.
No, another thing that caught my attention is the hanging glaciers. What do you picture when you hear about a hanging glacier?
Like a glacier earring?
No, those are like rivers that froze. The things you can learn on the internet these days, it's like having all of humanity's wisdom at your fingertips.
But what about when we took geography classes in elementary school? Another very impressive thing about Jade Dragon Mountain. And this glacier is actually part of the Himalayan mountain range. And among the mountains that are also part of this range is Everest, which is the highest peak in the world, and it goes over 8,000 meters high. Just imagine, right now we're only halfway up.
Just as I expected, at 4,500 meters high, they have 5G. I don't know if you can see it here on my screen. We could do a live broadcast without any problems. The infrastructure they have here for telecommunications is crazy, and pretty much for anything. Electric cars, electric motorcycles, whatever. Look, he brought a kitten.
连小猫都来了。
Even the kitten came. Can you ride the cable car? Does that mean I can bring my little dog? Can I bring my little dog? Yes, yes. What else? You should have said so earlier. What's its name? Cute.
He doesn't look happy.
But doesn't he feel uncomfortable? Because he has a very high one. He just wants to run to work. Wow. Just look at the kitten. Hey, you kitten. Miss, I just want to ask you, how did you teach him to do that?
然后他就是这样
就是
做。
他 when he was 2 months old, about this size, haha. Nani? Okay, just take him out to play every night after we finish dinner. Wow. We walked him in the park. If we skipped the park or didn't go out at night, he'd wait by the door and meow.
He doesn't feel uncomfortable. He doesn't feel uncomfortable. I swear to you, that's our biggest dream. Because one of our biggest concerns when we travel is that the cats have to stay with a sitter, and it's just not the same. The cats suffer because sometimes the sitter isn't the same, you have to change her, and obviously the sitter doesn't come every day. So that's a turning point for us, and that's why we can't leave for a longer period of time. How did the weather change? We arrived at the perfect time because now you can't see anything. Clouds surround everything no matter where you look.
Once we're back on the platform where the cable car drops us off, on this side we also have a cafe that surely has tourist prices. People here are resting, they have some sandwiches, they have coffee, tea. I was just now researching a bit about the expeditions that have been made on this mountain, and the first time one of them was done was by Americans in 1987. Just imagine the technology they had back then. Obviously, they did it on foot because this cable car was only inaugurated in 1996. And just imagine climbing up to this place on foot, considering that in this cafe there are people who are completely exhausted sleeping everywhere. But anyway, now we're going to take the cable car again. We're going to go down to an altitude of 2,800 meters to see the bluest lake you've ever seen in your lives, where all the water from the melting glaciers of Jade Dragon Mountain flows into.
The cableway has temporarily stopped. Please do not panic. The cableway will restart again in a moment.
Well, we got stuck on the cable car. They just stopped operations for some unknown reason, and here we are calmly resting at about 3,000, 4,000 meters high.
We are sorry for the inconvenience.
Also, the music is kind of zen, right? Please don't panic. There we go, we're moving again. Woo, we have to hurry or else the cable car will take us out again.
There are two types of buses. One returns to the main entrance and the other goes to the Blue Lagoon, which is our destination. In my opinion, it's the best part and you'll see why.
It's important to keep in mind that taking the bus with the cable car costs 140 yuan per person, and that's round trip, but the Blue Moon Valley Lagoon is completely free. Get ready for one of the most incredible views you've ever seen in your life.
Just look at how beautiful this place is. I remember the first time I saw these turquoise blue lagoons, and then I looked up at the mountain. And I asked myself, how on earth did we end up having the chance to be here? And I know there are many places like this in the world, but just the fact that we found it in the country that we've been in love with for so long means a lot to us and really fills our hearts. And now, the fact that we can share it with so many people is something incredible, because it's like you are here with us in this moment. Watching the water flow, the trees turning golden, the mountain with its snow. And I wish we could share the scent, the sounds with you, although if I have to describe the sound around us, it sounds a lot like this. Shh. This is called the Blue Moon Valley, and there really isn't much to see besides the spectacular lagoons, and it's really a place to sit peacefully, be calm, and enjoy the view. There is no better artist than nature, and no matter how much we try to emulate its landscapes, paint them, or record them, it will never be the same as standing here in front of them. But I hope that at least you, through your TVs, your phones, or whatever device you're watching us on, can enjoy this beautiful place. Look, how interesting! We found a sign here that explains that this is the pictogram. Nashi for love says that for the Nashi people, the Dongba character for love is read as Guo, and it's two little figures holding hands. And the girl has a heart, and the man is like offering some flowers. It's almost impossible to find a spot here. These are the typical couples who come looking for the most epic photo. We've seen them all over China, we've seen them in Xiamen, in Sanya, in Xinjiang, always wherever there's an epic place. You'll find the couples trying to take the best photo to show on their wedding day. And what better place than here at the Lijiang waterfall? Look at how they're carrying her dress to Nekfur. I feel like she's not having such a good time. I saw her face while they were taking the photos, and that's how it was, like she was just done with it.
The photos aren't meant to be fun.
Vicente, why not? Why would anyone take them?
They're so that in 15 years you can look at them and say it was worth it.
The more we walk, the more spectacular it gets, and suddenly you can hear the bells ringing in the wind here on the bridge. Does it add a lot of mysticism to this view we have in front of us? But speaking of natural wonders, here we have a yak, which is one of the most resilient and beautiful animals we've seen. And I'm sure it would make a phenomenal photo, but it makes me sad to think that it's standing here all day, waiting for someone to get on it to take a picture. And this is a truly beautiful specimen. They take very good care of it. It's very well groomed, and just look at how gentle these animals are that they keep it untied. Here we have a rock with a pictographic poem that has no translation. It's written in Dongba, which is the language of the Nashi people that we mentioned in the other video. It's one of the oldest written languages in history and has more than 1,500 characters. If we can call them that, or pictograms, they're hard to interpret and few people can read them. But the other day we were lucky enough to find a man who sold Tibetan bells and who knew how to read it. You can see him in one of our previous episodes. If you're interested, look, this is what I was telling you about. The girls wear their traditional clothing depending on where they're from, or sometimes they rent the local outfits and take some really cool photos. All the landscapes, all the tourist spots are going to be filled with people taking pictures. And I was telling Noelia that the way we foreigners travel is usually very different from the way many people here in Asia travel, or at least the way I like to travel. I used to like backpacking before I started making videos, and honestly, I didn't even take pictures. I liked finding a place to sit, reflect, have a good time, meet people in hostels, and have a good beer. But here in China, I've noticed that many times the trip is more about getting the shot and having something to share. But well, everyone has their own style and everyone enjoys life in their own way. Things don't necessarily have to be the same everywhere in the world. And what we think is right isn't necessarily right on the other side of the planet. And that's something that traveling also teaches you. Therefore, if you like taking photos, if you like dressing up in extravagant outfits, anything goes. I like recording videos and sharing the experiences with you.
Sitting here with this view, With the person I chose to spend my life with and on such a spectacular day, it's indescribable. Look at this unusual view. How many colors can you see in this same image? Orange, green, white, black, gray tones, browns. But what stands out the most above all is the unique color of the water. And you might be wondering, why is the water that color? So turquoise, so blue. And why is it so crystal clear? Well, it turns out that this water, as I mentioned before, comes from the melting of the glaciers on Jade Dragon Mountain. In the process of melting, the water carries along many fine mineral particles, especially carbonates and glacial sediments like rock flour. And this combination of sediments and minerals causes the green and turquoise wavelengths of sunlight to be reflected. Besides that, this lagoon has very little organic matter, so there is almost no pollution. That's the reason why it's so crystal clear. And the other reason that affects both the color and the clarity of the water, it's that the bed or floor of the lagoon is mainly made up of limestone, which helps to amplify all these effects that I'm telling you about. If you think about how many things have to happen in this environment for that to turn into this, the truth is that it's a fascinating process, and we definitely feel very fortunate to be able to be in this place.
In epic landscapes, and here it comes. People are reading the YouTube comments. Look, Marina Miranda Garcia, just watching you. What a wonderful video. I was amazed, honestly. I'm traveling with you through that huge country. Jesus, as always, everything is beautiful. What do you think about this, my dear Jesus? The many facets of this place are impressive. The sound of the water is much more beautiful than the sound of people inhaling oxygen. I have to say, it really makes you want to go for a swim here, but I think Noelia says you can't because of the concentration of minerals, right? It's probably not allowed. That's something that happens a lot in China. Any situation that could pose even the slightest danger is prohibited here. Being in front of such a wonderful landscape makes me reflect on how difficult the task must be for a writer or a painter. Because how could words possibly do justice to something like what I have behind me? It would require incredible talent. And right now that I'm reading a novel about Shangri-La, I was amazed at how the author managed to draw me in with his words and make me imagine what I was about to see. Because it's true that when I arrived at the Songzangling temple, which we showed in the previous episode, while we were climbing up to the monastery, I could hear the author's descriptions in my head. And it moved me so much that I decided to look up the lines on my phone to read them and let you hear them too. I think the art of language is gradually being lost, partly because of today's technology. While in the past a traveler or an explorer depended on their stories to convey to others the adventures or landscapes they saw, nowadays, you only need a small camera or a cell phone to be able to share it. Now that I'm sitting here, I set myself the challenge of trying to describe what I see with words, and I simply couldn't find the vocabulary to do it. That was precisely one of the reasons why I decided to start making videos. Because before, my journal used to frustrate me a lot since I couldn't describe what I saw in order to remember it. But now we're going to have this video, the drone shots, we're going to have the experiences, and we're going to see our Chinese-Spanish friend we met up there immortalized. And you all will also be able to relive these places. In case you never have the chance to come, you can always open YouTube and watch one of our videos. We still have a long way back to the hotel and a lot of videos to edit, so I hope you enjoyed this adventure that started pretty early. But the series isn't over yet. We still have many episodes to record, many episodes to share with you. And I can tell you that soon we'll be in Northeast China, so you'll be seeing us a lot more in these clothes. See you tomorrow with another video.